right, guys, welcome back to the program on this Saturday in March 2026. So, I want to talk about happiness and the secrets to happiness, right? And I want to let you know that two things: money cannot make you happy. Having nice things, which is the fruit of money, cannot make you happy. Even if you are married to, um, someone who is very good looking and, has a good job, and they cannot make you happy. No, don't get me wrong. If your spouse is a nice spouse, is a good person, she or he can make your life easier and better, but they are not to be the source of your happiness. Money is not to be the source of your happiness, and money cannot be the source of happiness. And if you are looking to money, you're looking to spouse, you're looking to your children as your source of happiness, my friend, you are not going to be happy. That's the reality. So then what? Because these are the things that the world tells you, that if you have these things, right, you are going to be happy. But I know people who are way richer than I am, right? And when I compare, if there was a happiness index, right, and I compare my happiness to their happiness, I would dare say that my happiness is better than their happiness. I'm certain that they are not more happier than I am. Are you understanding this? So if that is the case, right, then money cannot make you happy. Having things do not make you happy. So if that is the part that you think that will make you happy, you are going to pursue money and money and money because you believe it's going to make you happier. And I'm here to tell you, having all those things and having all that money cannot make you happy. And if that is the case, here's what money does for you. Money it becomes a tool that says that I don't have any lack. I can get what I need when I want it. I don't have to do with all the stuff that I need. So money just becomes a tool to meet your needs. It is not a must-have so that I can have exorbitant things in my life, because when I have exorbitant things in my life, I have certain things in my life, I am going to be happier, my friend. It will not make you happy. I'll share another example. If you had an awesome house down by the beachfront, right, and you're living down there, you may be happy in the earlies, my friend, but then you will realize anywhere you go in the world, it is life as usual. You are still living the same life. It is not going to bring, maybe for the first week, for the first month, for the first 2 months, just like when you get something, just like when you now get married. When you now get married, for the first month, 2 months, you're now dating for the first year, for the first 6 months, it is exciting, it is fun, it is thrilling, but then it dies out. And you're wondering, but what went wrong? What did we do wrong? You did not do anything wrong. The thing is, those things were never meant to satisfy you. Those things, that happiness was never meant to last. You cannot get happiness and joy from those things. It is nice to have it, but then what happens when it goes? You want to discard it and you want to go looking for another source of happiness. Amen? And that is not how it should be. That is not how it should work. All right, guys? So you have this house by the beach, and then the happiness goes. You're not happy anymore. You realize that, hey, the honeymoon period over, right? This comes like an ordinary house that you have to maintain, you have to take care of. You get fed up of seeing the ocean. You start to complain, actually. You start to complain about it, right? And that's what happens. So the thing is that you are looking for joy and happiness in the wrong places. And that is your problem. Amen? So you have to realize that, wait, none of these things can ever truly satisfy me. None of these things can ever really bring that joy to my life. So what is lacking? What is missing? And I'll tell you what is lacking and what is missing. The one thing that can actually bring joy to your life is your relationship with Jesus Christ. That, my friend, brings a happiness that will last, that will not fade away. And when you are in relationship with Him, I'll tell you something, you're always happy. You're never down, you're never sour, right? You're never frustrated with your life. If you are seeking happiness from all those other things, you'll be frustrated with your life, right? You see, He will give you happiness in very simple things. In me sharing this gospel, in me listening to a sermon, in me spending time with the Lord, I find happiness. Amen. In me spending time with loved ones, I find happiness. Just simply sit down and talking and doing simple things, I find happiness. I don't have to go on an exorbitant vacation and do all sorts of exorbitant things to get happiness. I can get happiness just in the very simple things, and I become very happy in doing it. That is what happens when you serve the Lord, when you live for the Lord, when you make Him your Lord, and you start living for Him, and you are in fellowship with Him. Then you will have the happiness that you need. You may find it in you're looking for it in social media, you're looking for it in television, you're looking for it in video games, and you're getting your happiness, and you're living on these things. And can I tell you, those things are only temporal. When you come off of it, you're frustrated, you're not happy, life is not good. Don't try to get happiness in the world. You see, you're rejecting, the devil comes and he offers you this whole bag of things and says, let these things make you happy now. And so you're lapping it up, you're enjoying it to try and get happiness, and you're still not happy, you're still frustrated. And here it is, the alternative to doing that is spending time with God, fellowshipping with God, and you will see how you become happier than other people. So if you were to compare a rich person without Christ and a not so rich person, but someone who is not in lack with Christ, who would be the happier person? The one with Christ would be the happier person, and that should be your benchmark. When the one who is rich looks at the one who is not that rich, but has Christ, he will covet his life, because he's seeing him happier than he is, right? And when they covet your life, then now you get to explain to them, well, the reason I'm happy, it is because I love the Lord. It is because I spend time with the Lord, and from Him I get life, right? And so when you understand these things, guys, that nothing in this world can satisfy, nothing in this world can make you happy like Christ, right? Guess what you will do? You will stop pursuing all those things, and you will start to pursue God. And then your life becomes different, because as I say, I can take you and I can put you in one of the most beautiful places in the world, and you cannot be happy, right? Or you can live in a normal, simple neighborhood, and you have Christ, and you are happier than the person who is in the most beautiful place in the world, surrounded by all the things that they like to do. If you like to shop, and you go to a place where there are only malls and shopping centers, and you spend a month and 2 months, and you're ready to come home after a month or 2 months, you're already fed up at that. It can only get you up to a point, guys, right? You feed your heart's desire, you feed that lust, and but you get fed up of it, and you had enough, and you say, you know what, even on vacation, after you spend a month or 2 months or a couple of weeks, you're ready to go home. It's fun, you're having a good time, right? But those things cannot sustain you, right? Time to go home and because you're already fed up. So don't get carried away with the lust, right? Don't see the things and say, I must have that, and that will make me happy. I know people left this country and they went abroad thinking that going there they would be happy, and the life that they would have there would be happy, and they have access to so many things, so their life would be happier, only to go there and realize their life had not changed. As a matter of fact, it got worse. They had all the things that they wanted around them, but their lives got worse. Because you know what? You're looking in the wrong places for happiness. If you look to Christ, if you have Jesus in your life, my friend, life changes for you. I wanted to catch that. So if you're not experiencing happiness, it's a simple fix. Make Jesus your Lord. Start seeking him, start fellowshipping with him, start spending time with him, and he will bring that happiness, he will bring that joy to your life that nothing else could ever bring to your life. Amen. Sometimes, you have your kids and they are your source of joy and your source of happiness, but then they leave the house. Or you have your spouse and your spouse passes on, or maybe you guys got separated, but they were your source of happiness. What happens after? That's it for you. Or you were at the top of your game, this big businessman. Suddenly you have to retire. You're no longer like that. That used to be your source of happiness. What happens now? Amen. Now you're looking to do other things to try and get happiness. You're looking to, and I know people, they're searching, they're going on vacations every couple months, and they're trying to do all sorts of things to find happiness, when the simplest thing is you have nothing to do. You can just find happiness in. And so I have happiness, and so I find happiness. I wanted to catch that, right? So that's how it comes, guys. You find happiness in the Lord. This is how you do it. You don't have to do anything extravagant to get happiness. Amen. So you're understanding happiness, and you're understanding how to be happy, and you're understanding that none of those things, as I say, there are people I know, they come to the end, the kids leave the house. What are you doing now? Your happiness has come to an end. You switch gears and you're trying to do other things now, trying to find purpose, and it's not working. You're not happy. You're not, life has changed for you. My friend, if you are in the Lord, I know people, the 70s, 80s, 90s, they're in the Lord and they are bubbling over. They are happy. They're laughing. They're having fun. Life is good because they are having a relationship with the Lord. I'm not talking about that you're just going to church and doing a little ministry. And I'm talking about you have fellowship with the Lord. Your life is happier as a result of that. Let God be your source of happiness, and you will be happy all the time, right? If your happiness comes from anything on this earth, my friend, according to Matthew 6, those things be taken away, and it can be taken away. Your happiness comes to an end, right? But if it is not, and your happiness is in the Lord, that can never be taken away from you. You will always be happy. Isn't that what Paul said? Paul said in the book of Philippians chapter 4:13, he says, whether I have or I don't have, I've learned to be content with what I have. I've learned to be happy, right? No matter what the situation, because God is his source of happiness and not those things. Amen. All right, guys, so thank you so much for listening. God bless. Do enjoy the rest of your Saturday in March. As I pray that this will be hidden in our hearts, that we will not sin against you, Lord, and that the eyes of our understanding open, that we may pursue you for happiness and not pursue this world for happiness. In Jesus' name, amen. God bless. Thank you so much for listening. Enjoy your day. Take care. Bye.